Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to be talking about Two Against the North by Farley Mowat. This is a Canadian classic, and you see when it's published by Scholastic, then you can be pretty certain that it is being targeted for grade school children. And that's the time that I first came across the book, was when I was probably, I don't know, 10, something like that. So 35 years later, I read it again, and I put it on Goodreads or whatever that was on Twitter, that this is what I was going to read this weekend. I think I started it on Friday at some point, and I just finished it a couple hours ago, and it's Sunday evening now. So it's just over 200 pages, and they're, those sort of shorter kid pages. What do you like these? I don't know how many words you'd say that are on a page like that, but probably half or 2/3 what you'd find in an adult book. So it's just about 220 pages of those, and there's several pictures in the book which are nice. And see if I can give you an example here. There's, I don't know, 5 or 6 pictures, and they look kind of like this kind of thing, and they're nice. And so Farley Mowat is well known to Canadian readers, and he always wrote books that concentrate on the North, whether the Indians up north or the Inuit, what we call the Eskimos back in the day. And that's the term he uses quite a bit. I think he uses the word Eskimo, which kind of goes to show that we're way too worried about the terms we use, in my opinion. As long as you're respectful when you use a word, then you're doing good. So again, this title is Two Against the North, and it says, I probably can't see it there, the print is too small. It says original title, Lost in the Barrens. And if you just have a look at the copyright information, it was first published in '56 and was taken over by Scholastic in '77. And it is a pretty popular classroom offering for, I suppose, grade 6-ish. What's grade 6? Grade 6 or 10, 11-year-olds, whatever. So, okay, let me just talk about the book very briefly. It's awesome. It's a fun read. It's a fun, easy read. And yeah, targeted for people about that age group. Any younger would probably be a bit difficult. But I think, 15, 16-year-olds would enjoy it very well. I enjoyed it very well. Why? Because I love nature. I love nature as one of the basic dynamisms of narration, man against nature, right? So basically it's the story of 2 young people. One, a guy who grew up in Toronto and then moved up north to live with his uncle for a year, who had some experience living in a more primitive manner, learned how to shoot and do all those things, shoot and hunt. And then a member of the Indian people, and they call them here, I'll just see if I can find the Chippewa people. And there you go. So basically these 2 boys, they're in their teens, 16, 17-ish. They get lost, they get separated from a hunting expedition, and they have to figure out how to live off the land, stay alive, and either get discovered or make their way back to their people, right? People to help them. So basically, most of the book, really, it's less an adventure story than it is a how-to story, how to stay alive in the North. And so the author spends a great deal of time describing how to do the things that they need to do. So they build shelters, they hunt, they prepare meat and all that stuff, they fish. And it all dates back to when they get separated, they have a canoe accident in the rapids and they lose half their gear, and what they're left with they make the best of. And it's a very fun read. It's a very quick read, very fun read. It's very fast moving, and there's no character development or anything like that. The two boys, it's not a psychological examination of the boys or anything. It is basically a story about how to survive in the North. So I enjoyed it very much, as I said, and once y'all read my zombie novel, you'll see kind of the similarities of interest. They're not the same storylines or anything like that, but kind of coping with different problems in that sense, and making the best of a situation that one didn't expect to be in. And kind of like whatever, anything Swiss Family Robinson or Robinson Crusoe or whatever, this kind of book. And so I love the Canadian version. And the Canadian version is, we've got this, hundreds of thousands of square miles of wasteland and wilderness that has been explored and still is being explored and still defies, easy human occupation. So again, this book was set back in the, 30s, 40s, or 50s, sometime like that. And for as much as things have developed, I wonder about that in that sense. Like when you think about the North these days, you think of things like oil drilling, oil exploration, mining for uranium and all that stuff. And you think of settlements springing out of that kind of thing. And one of the things in this book, for instance, that drives the northern economy is something that doesn't drive it anymore, I wouldn't say, and that's the fur trade. So the role of fox pelts and stuff like that was originally driving a lot of the exploration up north by white people, and sustaining the economies of the northern people. There's no longer a market for fur, so I guess you have to look to things like oil drilling and mineral and mining, right? A bit of forestry, but the forests only go up so far. So, and that fact comes into play here. So basically, the Indians, they go up to the forest limit, and then the Eskimo people live beyond the trees, right? Which the tree line only goes up to, I don't know what it goes, 60 degrees or whatever it is. But anyway, that being said, the book's a lot of fun. Quick read, fun read, Canadian read, and yeah, you've got a few days, give it a read. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for listening, guys.